for maths today, we are going to be learning about adding on and subtracting time. So I'm going to talk you through two different ways of doing this, and then we will do some examples together. So the first one, I'm going to use a clock. Now you should all have made a clock last week, so you should have one at home that you could use to do this. So how we're going to start off is I want everybody that's following along to get their clock and set it. You're going to set it to 9 o'clock, just like mine. If you need to pause, you can do that. So hopefully now you should have your clock at 9 o'clock. And what we're going to do now is we're going to add on some time. So if I asked you what time would it be 40 minutes from now, what I can do is move my minute hand 40 minutes. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And then obviously my 9 hand would go closer to 10. So if I added on 40 minutes to 9 o'clock, it would be 9:40 or 20 to 10. When this gets a little bit trickier is when we don't start with a time like 9 o'clock or when we cross the hour. So let's have a look at that. So I'm just going to put my clock now to 5 to 3. So you can see that is 5 to 3. So pop your clock to that as well. Okay, so now I would like you to add on 15 minutes to 5 to 3. Okay, so I'm going to move my minute hand 1, 2, 3. Now I have not done something that's really important. Can you work out what it is? Okay, at the minute, it actually looks like it is just before 3 o'clock. So actually this would mean 2:50. So I need to make sure I move my hour hand until after 3 o'clock, just slightly, so I know that the time is 10 past 3. All right, so we need to make sure we're moving that hour hand every time the minute hand goes past 12. So let's try another one. I'm going to start off at 7:45. So pause me and pop your clock to 7:45. All right, and this time what I would like you to do is add on 1 hour and 20 minutes. So you can pause the video now and I want you to add on 1 hour and 20 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'll try and hold it up so you can see. We'll see here that at the minute it is 7:45 or 7:45, and I'm going to add on 1 hour and 20 minutes. So I can either start off by adding on my minutes or my hours. It doesn't matter which way I start, but I need to do both. So I'm going to move my 20 minutes first of all. So it will go from being 7:45 right round to 5 past, because remember when we move past the 12, we go on to the next hour. So it was in the 7s and now it's in the 8s. So it's 5 past 8 at the minute. And then what I need to do is move it on 1 more hour. So I would move it on to 5 past 9. So you can see now I've added on my hour and 20 minutes. Now I'm going to pop it back to 20 or to 7:45. And let's try and do that in the opposite order. So we'll add the hour first and then our minutes. So first of all, I'm going to move my hand 1 hour, my hour hand. So you can see now it is 8:45, and now I'm going to add my 20 minutes. So 5, 10, 15, 20, I've crossed the 12, so we've gone past into the 9 o'clock. So it is 5 past 9. So you should be able to see that no matter if we do the minutes first or the hours first, we end up with the same answer. I'm going to do one more example for you to practice this, and then we'll move on to the next way of adding on time. So pop your clocks to 20 past 5. Okay, so 5:20, 20 past 5. So it should look just like mine. Now what I'd like you to do is to add on 2 hours and 45 minutes. So 2 hours and 45 minutes onto that time. So pause me now and do that. All right, so let's have a look at what that would look like on your clock. So again, we can either choose to do the hours first or the minutes, it doesn't matter. I'm going to start by doing my minutes. Now at this point I need to keep my hour hand from moving, it's quite tricky on this clock. So 45 minutes, let's count it round. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So you can see that it's gone on past the 12. So I'm going to move my hour hand because I crossed my 12. So it's now 5 past 6. All right, so that was my 45 minutes added on. I still need to do my 2 hours. So I'll keep my minute hand where it is, and I'm going to move from just past 6 to just past 7 to just past 8. So my answer would be 5 past 8 for that one. So that is how you can calculate adding on durations using an analog clock or a template of a clock. Before I finish with this, I'm just going to do one example of how we would go backwards and take away some time. So say you had the question, I came out of the cinema at 10 past 8. Okay, so I left the cinema at 10 past 8. The movie was 1 hour and 50 minutes long. What time did I go in at? So if I was in the cinema for 1 hour and 50 minutes, how would I calculate how long or what time I started in the cinema? So I would need to take away the length of the movie, which was 1 hour and 50 minutes. So let's look at that now, how we would do that. It's exactly the same as what we do when we are adding, except we're moving anti-clockwise so the hours are getting less. So I'm going to start off, I'll do my minutes first this time, and I'm going to go backwards by 50 minutes. So remembering that if we're going forwards, it's clockwise, backwards is anti-clockwise. So I'll go 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And because I crossed the 12, I need to go back by 1 hour. So rather than being after 8, I'm now going to be after 7. So I've added, or I've taken away my 50 minutes, and we're now at 20 past 7, and then I need to do the hour that the movie took. So I'm going to jump backwards by 1 hour to make 20 past 6. So that's an example of how you could do taking away some as well using your physical clock. I'm going to pause now, and when I'm back we'll be looking at a different way of calculating adding and taking away amounts of time. So when we're adding time, we can't just do a chimney sum like normal. This is because when we're working with time, it works out of a base 60, meaning that when we get to 60 minutes, we go up 1 hour. Whereas with normal numbers, we get to 10 and then move up. So we can't just add a normal chimney sum. Let's see what would happen if we did do this. So we can see that 30 plus 42 would be 72, and 1 plus 3 would be 4. So it would equal 4:72 p.m, which is not a time, so we can't do that. So let's look at how we will do it. So I'm going to use a timeline approach to help me. And I want to get from 3:30 p.m, and then I want to add on 1 hour and 42 minutes. So I want to get to my goal, but I don't know what that is yet. So I'm going to start off by looking at 3, and I'm going to choose to add on my hour first of all. So there's 1 hour added on, would bring me to 4:30 p.m. Now I know that I need to add on my minutes, which is 42 minutes. Now if I try and add them on all at once, that's quite tricky, but I know I can add half an hour, and that'll bring me up to 5 p.m. And then you can see I've already added 1 hour and 30 minutes. I need to add 12 more to make up to 1 hour and 42 minutes. So I'll add 12 minutes on to 5 p.m, which will leave me at 5:12 p.m. So you can see now I've got a 24-hour time, so it's 10:26, it's in the morning, plus 52 minutes. So let's use this the same way. I'll start off by doing my 10:26, and then we know we need to end up at our goal. So let's work on how we would add 26 minutes. So for this one, our numbers aren't even sort of 5s or 0s at the end. They're a little bit trickier. So it's up to you what way you want to break this down. So I'm going to start off by adding on 4 minutes, because this will bring me up to 10:30. Okay, so I've added on 4 minutes, so I now know that I need to add on 48 more. So I'm going to add a plus 30, which will bring me up to 11. And now I can take 30 away, and I know that I need to add on 18 more. So all I need to do is my plus 18 minutes, which will bring me to 11:18. Now there's an easy way to check this is right, which is by making sure that these numbers add up to whatever we started with. So we started with 52 minutes, let's add them together. So 30 plus 18 is 48, plus 4 more is 52. So we can see that we have in fact added on 52 minutes to our original time and ended up with 11:18. So this time we've got a bit of a word problem. Kevin went to the shop. He took 25 minutes and arrived home at 16:08. What time did he leave? So we know that if he got home at 16:08, he must have left before that. So he must have left 25 minutes before that. So this time we are going to be doing some taking away of time, trying to work out what time he left the house to go to the shop. So we do the exact same thing, but we work backwards. So I've written my start number over here this time, and I need to take away 25 minutes in total. So I'm going to start off by taking away 8 minutes, and that will bring me to 4 o'clock, or 16:00. So I've taken away 8, so 25 take away 8 equals 17. So we know that we need to take away 17 more minutes. So you could either do this in one big chunk if you're confident doing that, or you can break it down even more. So minus 10 minutes would be the hour before, so it would be 15:50. And then I would take away 7 more, which would bring me into 15:43. So you can see there, I did the exact same thing, I just worked backwards. Let's check we've done it right. We know these numbers need to add up to 25. 8 plus 10 is 18, plus 7 is 5. So we have taken away 25 minutes. Kevin must have left the house at 15:43 or 3:43 p.m. We've been doing examples of adding on and taking away, and we can use these skills when we are trying to calculate durations of time, so how long something is taken. So I could say that I dropped my car into the garage at 10:20 in the morning, and then I picked it up at 11:12. So I could say how long was my car in the garage. And for this we can use our timeline again. Put in 1 at each end, and we need to get from this time to this time and find out how long that took. So I'm going to start off by adding on 40 minutes, because that will bring me up to 11. And then I need to add on 12 more. To find the total amount of time it took, you would just add your 2 jumps. So 40 plus 12 would be 52 minutes. Let's have a look at another one. So this time I am going to go to the swimming pool, and I'm going to get there at 11:45, and I'm going to leave at 17 minutes past 1. So I'll do it in 24-hour time. So I'm starting off going into the swimming pool at 11:45, and I come out at 17 minutes past 1. So let's have a look at how we would do this. So again, I'm going to go up to the next hour. So I would add on 15 minutes to bring me to 12. And now I need to get up to 1. So I know that I'd need to add on 1 more hour to bring me to 1 o'clock. And then I would need to add on 17 minutes to get to 17 minutes past 1. So let's add all these together to find our total. So we've got 3 jumps, so we've got 1 hour, and then we've got 17 minutes and 15 minutes. So 17 plus 15 is 32, and then we've got our hour, so I was in the swimming pool for 1 hour and 32 minutes in total. So that's how we would calculate how long something takes if we know the start and the end time. So now that we've learned about the two different ways that we can add and subtract time, I am going to pop an activity up on the screen for you. So you will have 20 questions on the board and you will have 3 minutes to answer as many as you can. I will put the picture on the screen for 3 minutes, so you don't need to worry about timing yourself. Whenever it comes down, that will be 3 minutes up. I want you to see how many you can do in 3 minutes, but after the 3 minutes are up, pause, take your time and try and complete any that you weren't able to do in 3 minutes. After that, I'll put the answers up and you can see how you got on. So that's your first activity for today. Okay, and stop there for me. So the answers are going to flash up for you now. Now that you've done that first activity, I want you to move on and find the worksheet for your group. As usual, you can do this on a piece of paper, you don't need to print it, and you can post the photos of your completed work in the comments. After you've finished the game in the video and then the worksheet, there is an optional extension task, which is to make a game. So to do this, you'll just need some paper and a pen or pencil, and you can make between sort of 15 and 20 cards for each pile. Now there will be 2 piles. The first pile will have a time on it, so for example 7:30 p.m. and the other pile of cards will have an add or minus a certain amount of time. So you could do like plus 1 hour and 25 minutes, or plus 17 minutes, or take away 12 minutes. And then what you do is you shuffle your cards up and keep them in their piles and pull 1 card from each pile. That'll give you a sum to do to practice adding and subtracting time. So if you'd like to do that task, that's how you make your game, and make sure you keep a hold of it because you can keep using it to practice this skill over and over again.